Civil rights leaders and activists are frustrated by what they call a double standard. They are criticizing the lack of law enforcement response and use of force during Wednesday's riots at the Capitol. Janelle Baluto looks at how the crowds were received differently yesterday compared to Black Lives Matter protesters months ago.
In a fight for social justice, they marched all over the country, from Houston to LA, even in Washington, D.C. But for many who marched in those protests, watching yesterday's attack on the Capitol was unbelievable.
If that had happened and if it was Black people, that would be body bags.
Founder of the Houston chapter of Black Lives Matter, Ashton P. Wood, says there's now proof that Black Lives Matter events get a very different response.
We are met no matter where we are with full tactical gear, outside law enforcement agencies, and these guys, through their white privilege, because it was women there too, white people, white privilege, they were just let through. They are seen as not threatening.
Even Mayor Turner responding on Twitter, saying it showed a glaring double standard.
Can't turn a blind eye to it, can't ignore it, can't try to water it down.
If you look at the numbers alone, D.C. police say they arrested 69 people Wednesday related to unrest. In contrast, they made 289 arrests on June 1st, the height of the Black Lives Matter protests there. This photo shows how the National Guard defended the Lincoln Memorial ahead of those protests, but this video shows how Wednesday's mob was able to push through a metal gate with only a handful of officers behind it. But lawmakers on both sides are vowing an investigation into what happened, saying the lack of police presence could have led to something much worse.
To hold those accountable for failing to defend the nation's capital while the Congress was in session.
In Houston, Janelle Baluto, KHOU 11 News.